All right, it's Father Time here. I've got this PMDG Boeing 737-800 that I bought this morning for around $70. It's fantastic. Can't wait till they come up with the 777. I'm currently qualified in the 777, although I do retire in September after 36 years. I do have a couple of thousand, 36 years with American Airlines. I do have a couple of thousand hours in the 737-800, but it was 5 years ago. I've flown this about 5 or 6 times today, trying to get used to it. I'm going to try to take off out of Tegucigalpa for Miami. Tegucigalpa is one of the most challenging arrivals and departures, but arrivals in the world, really. You got to be really dirty, real slow. It was a special qual with American. I never did it, but it was on the 757. The engine out performance. Matter of fact, this aircraft, 737-800, at many weights, is not capable of doing the engine out performance. So right now I think they fly with A319s. Not even the A321 or A320 can do it. Just the A319. The 777, I mean the Boeing 757 had great engine out performance, but those are all we have that can do it. So a little bit, takes a little time to set this up. So what I'm going to plan on doing is taking off from Tegucigalpa for Miami, but then we're going to have to come back into Tegucigalpa. I already flew it once, didn't work out well at all. I didn't get slow enough. The beauty of this PMDG 737-800 is the VNAV does work if you set it up properly, which is the only one I've found so far that does.
Ready for departure to the north at runway 02.
There it is, Tegucigalpa. Why all of a sudden it's nighttime? Mountainous train, let's go. Let's change that to daytime. We don't need to be doing this at night. Weather. And let there be light. Oh, we're actually rolling down the runway. Great. Why are we rolling down the runway? Yeah, even the 737-800 and the PMDG is correct. You got to press the brakes to take them on or off. Just like the real airplane. They did a terrific job with this, but it's going to take me a little while to set this up, guys. 737-800, position, and then you go to route. It's a MHTG. I could have put a flight plan on SimBrief. Should have done that. Then I'm going to do KMIA, pretend we're going to Miami. We'll talk about returning in here, how to set it up. KMIA, and we're going to do a SID. We're on runway 02. So this one, and that one, 02. Route, then we're going to do an arrival into Miami. We'll do the FAWI 2, I don't know why, ILS 12. Never going to get there, okay? So route, activate, execute, and we got legs. Don't have to worry about the rest of it. Now up here, N1, we're going to go, this is a special power 26. We use it like Santa Ana, maybe in here if we came in here. Normally we'd never operate the engine on 26K because we'd wear it out in a hurry. Full climb power, full power. And it's not reduced. Perfinet and request it. While that's uploading, I'm going to go in here. It's going to be 153. We're not going to send the engine out acceleration altitude. We'll go to 10. Come into cruise. We'll figure that all out later. Going to turn on for whatever reason, the flight director switches are off. Looks like the perf has come in, loaded up. Loaded up. N1 limit we got. Takeoff weights. We'll go flaps 5. Just doing this so you see how to set this up if you want to come in and try it. It's a lot of fun, very challenging. Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Now, okay, so we have the takeoff data set. Engine out will be set here. We're at 3,000 foot elevation, so that'd be around 4,100 feet. plus the engine out. So it's probably a special engine out procedure, which I don't have. Right now we do not have LNAV or VNAV. There's VNAV. There's LNAV. If that's not coming up, it's because you don't have everything loaded. Okay, there's a toga button on this thing. Got to remember where that is because we're about to do it. Okay, so we are going to release the parking brake, hit toga, look out front, and go flying. So we're going to fly LNAV, VNAV departure. Got max power set all the way up at 100%. 80's an acceleration check. 80, check. Make sure no statics are blocked, right? We get to V1 and VR. You're going to notice we're right near the end of the runway. We're going to rotate right up in the command bars. Not too smooth. Let's go.
V1, rotate.
All right, positive rate.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear is up. And we're LNAVing it. We're VNAVing it. Fly it.
Father time 738, continue for north departure.
I'm not going to answer the radios, guys. So there'd be an engine out procedure here.
Leaving my airspace frequency change.
Like I said, I was never qualified to come in here, never went through it. It was Miami-based thing. I've been New York for all 36 years. Power should be coming back, and we'll start cleaning it up shortly. Last time I did this, about 10 minutes ago, I did a very poor job. Definitely did not slow down in time. Okay, we're above the flaps 5 speed. We can go flaps 1. And once we get all the pressures trimmed off, and I'm sorry about that, we're going to come over here, turn on one of the autopilots. And now we're flying command, LNAV, VNAV. So we are climbing to 10. Naturally, we'd be going a lot higher than that. So LNAVing it, VNAVing it, climbing to 10, above flaps 1. Let's bring more flaps up. So coming back in here, it's a very famous approach. You'll see it on YouTube all the time.
Father time 738, did you copy?
And let's clean it up. So over here, flaps are coming up, gears up. I'm going to go ahead and get the auto brakes off, but I'm going to set the brakes for landing at max, because we're going to end up coming in here close to overlate landing. This is absolutely not something you would want to do. So let's say somewhere in here, something catastrophic happens, cargo fire, we blow the bottles, it just will not go out. So we're going to go ahead and say we're going to stop the climb at 10, come back in here. Oh, there's an altitude constraint. So we're going to go previous page, change the destination to here, and we're going to say now we're going to do diverting in here, tell air traffic control we are diverting back into Tegucigalpa. And I'm going to come back in, do this, Olympus 1, I don't know why, and to RNAV runway 2. Melvo transition and execute it. All right, so why don't we maneuver using heading select, heading, and we'll just go out to Melvo, outside of Melvo. Melvo, they want us to be at, where is it? 9,000. So let's put this in for now to clean it all up. Okay, we'll fly out here in heading, come back in over Melvo, at or above 9. So we can put 9 in here. And even at Melvo, they say 250. I don't know about that. Let's go down to 9. We'll level change it on down, and we'll get back into VNAV in a minute. I'm going to make it nice and slow. How about 230 for now? Even though on the VNAV. So what we're going to do is come around. We've declared a Mayday, 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 cargo fire. We're going to come back in and fly the arrival on in, make a PA to the flight attendants. We tell dispatch that we're had a cargo fire returning into Tegucigalpa. I just mentioned something severe like that because there's almost no situation you would go back into Tegucigalpa, especially with performance degradation, because you couldn't make possibly the engine out missed approach. All right, direct Melvo again. Let's try to see if we can do that in LNAV. There it goes, turning around. Put the flaps out to 1. There we go, flaps coming to 1. So we're turning back around towards Melvo. I can slew the heading bug around just for, how about not the airspeed, right? The heading bug, just to match it up in case we need it. Kind of a technique, because we are in LNAV. And once we get down to 9, we'll get it back into VNAV. Now when we go to VNAV, we're going to have to speed intervene because it's going to want to go to 250, and I don't want it there. So it's LNAV and over to Melvo. I'm going to go back to VNAV, speed intervene with this button, and set 210. Flap speeds are over here, but we know we're below 250, so I can bring it down to 5. Got max auto brakes. We brief the approach, get the minimum set, which I don't have with me. Turn around to Melvo. It says unable 250 at Melvo. I think you can do it. And so, what are we going to set in the window? Normally you set minimums once you clear for the approach. Here you go. That's the missed approach. What are the minimums? 3,400. The runway is, 3,400. So we can actually set that now since we are in VNAV path. Set the altitude down to 3,400. And the airplane is not going to descend because, unless we intervene, because it's in path, it's going to wait till we get to the appropriate altitude. So are we at the appropriate altitude? Yes. Melvo at 9. So when we get to Melvo, it's going to start descending. We've speed intervened in the speed because last time I was just way too hot. And I'm not bragging. It's a dad joke there. Flaps 5. I want to put plenty of drag out. And I'm going to slow us down even more. Wouldn't be happy about this in a cargo fire situation, having to slow down, but like I said, I just could not bleed the energy off. Okay, I've got it at this angle because that way you can see what I'm doing up here. I'll have to straighten it out for landing. Spoiler levers. They're armed. Just pull up on them. Alright, so we got brakes is at max for landing. Spoiler levers are on. 3,400 is in there. We're in path, so we know that it's going to descend when it gets to Melvo. If it doesn't stall first, right? Come on, baby. There we go. And that Melvo, I'm just going to do a little technique. I don't know why it's not able to do this. Let's bring the throttles up. There it goes. You know, that's not unlike the regular airplane. 7.3 has a tough time with airspeed control. Okay, so it lost the VNAV. There's the path. Here comes the path. Is it going to descend for me? There it goes. All right, it's in path. It's descending. Let's put the gear down. It's in path. It's on the path. It is descending. Next altitude is 8,000 at 17. At TO 17. And looking down here, drag's required. Oh, what do we need for drag? How about some spoilers. Okay. A little more flaps. I want to overspeed. What's our flap speeds here? 25, we can get at 190, so we can keep them coming down. Yeah, I'm overriding it with the throttles in here. It is not unlike the airplane. It does have a tough time at times with the speed control. Okay, so right now we have flaps 25. Let's try for flaps 30. Keep the speed coming back. What was our speed going to be? 148. Set that. Bring in all the flaps all the way. I know this seems extreme. That came out of path. That's okay. It should catch up. It's only 700 below. We're in emergency. Yeah, it's having a tough time. Let's bring the throttles up manually. And sometimes it gets minus 15. It's kind of funny. It's actually kind of how the airplane works. I'm not making excuses. It really does. So maybe we can get it back in path here when the path comes down. We can do altitude hold. And as the path comes down, we'll try to recapture the path. You know, it's funny, it did a better job last time holding the speed all the way down. Here comes the path again. Well, at 15, we're supposed to be at RF01 6900. So there it is. It's coming in nicely. Let's see if it does the path. PMDG, you're the man. Oh, look at you guys. Recaptured the path. That's beautiful. Speed intervene. All right. Let's see if it can do it now. All the way down. Take a look outside. All the way around here and diving on down. It's doing it. Now it's in path. Seems to be stable. Don't know what else we could have done, but you know, that's how you fly the real airplane. When it's not doing what you say it's going to do, you can't just sit there and watch it and ask what it's doing. And this 7.3 VNAV does get you in trouble sometimes. Look at how tight this turn to final is. We'll see if it does that. 3,400 is basically the airport elevation, so it should take us down. We'll have to take it over on short final. Going to be kind of tricky because I've got to get the autopilot off, which is a disconnect switch over here. Click that twice as I try to transition to land. I think we might just land with the noise going off. Okay, it's doing it. Yeah, there's a YouTube video of this portion right here where you come diving up over the ridge and diving down into the valley. I think it's called American Airlines Pilots Balls of Steel, and I apologize for that, but I think that's the YouTube video. So I just wanted to show you this because it was a special qual. If you can master this, the key I think is getting slow. You can do most anything. But this PMDG 73800 is very well programmed, and I'm really impressed. So it's staying on the path, VNAV path in the L now. It's doing a good job. Bringing it on around. It says we should be 165 here. I was trying all these speeds before without the speed intervention, and it was not working out. So anyway, here it comes. Let's take a look. It's going to come up over this ridge and dive down. Yeah, path. 0 deviation. Again, I apologize for the angle. This is just so you can see all what I'm doing up here. It is going to be a Yahoo maneuver to get this thing stopped. Look at that. Basically roll out on final. Short final. There's the field over there. Gonna come in. Pretty steep approach. It's doing a good job though.
1,000.
Stable. Final landing check. A gear flap set. Spoiler and speed brakes armed. It's doing a good job. Almost time to do some of this pilot stuff here. There's the runway up here. We're gonna have to double click on the autopilot. Yeah, I think it's right about now.
500. Pull up. Sync rate.
Yikes. Holy moly.
Bank angle.
I doubt it's this steep.
Sync rate. Pull up. Pull up. Sync rate. 10.
Full reverse. Full brakes. Yikes. That's why I never volunteered to do it in the with the airline. Who wants to do that? It was just a handful of guys that did this flight. And that's good. Should we taxi to the gate? Look down here. I don't know what the Tegucigalpa looks like. There we go. Does it not want to move? There we go. Oh, it's got a takeoff config. Okay. So it's not going to taxi. It's probably a simism, because you certainly can taxi in the airplane. Why don't we try bringing up the flaps? And disarming the spoilers. And see if we can move the airplane that way. Parking brake is definitely off. It's released. Why don't we try it now? Just curious. That does not want to move. I wonder if the nose wheel's cocked. No, I don't know. For some reason, it doesn't want to move. Certainly would move in the real airplane. Anyway, it's Father Time. Hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed doing it. The key is to get slow and dirty, and you get that VNAV path all set up, and you can do it. But that's a real approach in a real airplane. I'd hate to do an engine out. But anyway, Father Time out. Thanks a lot, guys.